Welcome to a powerful episode of Unbroken Leaders, The Power of Perseverance, where we delve into the lives of those who have triumphed over adversity. Today, we are honored to host Christian Davis, the one and only, a man whose journey from the depths of despair to the pinnacle of success is nothing short of inspirational. Christian's story begins in the harsh reality of rock bottom, amidst the struggles and challenges of living in poverty. It's a tale of resilience where determination and grit shine through the darkest moments. He will share the profound impact of these experiences on his life and how they shaped his journey to success. Further enriching our discussion, Christian will talk about the crucial role of mentorship in his life, offering insights into its importance for personal and professional growth. He'll reflect on the critical lessons learned and the advice he'd give to his younger self at the start of his career. Christian's rapid ascent to becoming one of the industry's best, boom, in a record time is a testament to his extraordinary capabilities. Aspiring copywriters will benefit greatly from his strategies on quickly earning significant income in the field. For business owners, Christian will highlight the major mistakes in managing email lists that are costing them significantly in revenue. This is an invaluable opportunity to learn from a master and revamp your approach. So thank you so much, Christian, for coming on. And so where did it all start? Where did the journey to who you are today, tell us more about that.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for the introduction.
That's good, right?
That's amazing. Yeah, you're amazing. Um, yeah, man. I mean, geez, I started off working at Costco, and I think the benefit of what happened is if I had a lot of friends that I went to high school with and college with that didn't ever really hit rock bottom, and they didn't ever know what it really feels like to have a job they hated or to be extremely broke. And so I was just way more motivated than them. And that's the only choice I had. I mean, it was either that or cave into hopelessness and sadness. And I did a couple times along the way. I almost gave up a few times. And so, yeah, I mean, this job was just, it was definitely should have been on Mike Rowe's Dirty Jobs. I mean, yeah, there would be this giant vat of rotted chicken grease, and I would have to take this tiny spoon and bail it out as fast as I can. And it smelled like diapers, and I'm like getting this crap on my face and I'm getting acne. And I had this super sassy Hawaiian lady boss who was just all the time like, you have 30 seconds more to do that. Or 3 minutes left. I look at this giant vat. I'm like, do you have a bigger spoon? Like, what the hell? This is impossible. And everyone's like bitching at me saying, Christian, hurry up. That smells like crap. So I even got this like skin melting chemical in my eye that burned through the apron, the smock, and the shirt of one of my coworkers and made his nipples black. And so I got it directly in my eye, dude. It was like calling the doctor because my vision was blurry. And I was like, am I ever going to see out of my eye again? And he's like, son, I don't know. That was like a nasty chemical. We'll find out soon. And they gave me the option to go home early that day, but I didn't. I didn't want to because I had a job to do. And you know, that's what I prided myself on. Like when everybody was calling out and stuff, because everybody hated that job. I hated it more than everybody, but I still was the hardest working person in the room. And I did everything like my boss was watching and did it to the best of my ability. And so this like deep frustration for mediocrity like started to brew inside of me of just like watching the people around me. Not them, they were good people, but yeah, it's just not something I wanted to end up doing the rest of my life. And I got into drop shipping and was totally sold the dream of being a digital nomad. Like on YouTube. I mean, who wasn't or who isn't? It's an amazing dream. And I would fail. I'd go into credit card debt a ton, and I would just I would quit at times and be like depressed for like a month, and then I would think back to all those YouTube videos I watched of people living my dream life, making 30K a month, traveling the world, doing whatever they want. And dude, just like that quote from The Matrix, it was like a splinter in my mind driving me mad. Like I had to take action. So that's what made me set my alarm clock at 3:30 every single day. Like that. And I set up precautions. So it had to happen, bro. Like I would set up daylight spectrum bulbs that I'd flick on, put my alarm across the room next to the lights. And then I'd have pre-workout already mixed and ready to go. So I just chug it as I'm like half asleep, like, oh, my head hurts. And I'm like, oh yeah, my heart pounding. Like I'm not going back to sleep, baby. So then I'd write. I wrote 3 books before my job that way. And it's funny. I was living in an apartment in Portland, downtown Portland, had bed bugs. And at the end of the month, I seriously barely had like $20 and I wasn't spending frivolously. Like, I remember buying strawberries from the store and just slowly eating them. Like once a month I buy strawberries, just be like, oh God, these are so good. I'm so grateful not to just be eating plain rice today. Like fuck. Or yeah, just super cheap bulk foods. Like some weeks I wouldn't eat protein just because it was extra money. And so I just eat like basically rice and turkey meat for 4.5 years because I couldn't afford anything else, man. And I had homeless people on my front porch. I couldn't even open my door sometimes because they were like sitting there with teeth rotted out, like screaming. Then I'm like sneaking on the bus to get to my shitty job, waking up at 3:30. And because I didn't have $2 to get on the bus, I'm just thinking, this is a nightmare. And that's the thought that was ruminating in my head the entire time is this is a nightmare. I can't wait to get out of this. I'll do anything to get out of this. And so didn't really sleep that much, but I got out of it eventually. And man, I mean, yeah, the trick is to turn the sadness into anger. And I'm so glad I didn't give up, man. A few times when I went into like extreme credit card debt, like just spending money on ads, mentors, trying to build businesses, I yeah, I mean, I'm just so glad I didn't give up. So anyway, I quit my job eventually. Best feeling in the entire world. It's like when you've been waiting for that ever. And you look out and you realize, wow, like it's finally starting to happen. And so I moved to Mexico just like you. And because I didn't have a lot of money coming in, I had like 300 a month coming in for my books, but it was passive. So that would cover my rent somewhere cheap. So I followed a mentor out to Mexico to work for him for free. In exchange, he'd review my copy from a job I got making $2.90 an hour. A lot of that was still using credit card, but I ate white rice, avocados, washed my clothes in a rusty sink, even though it was only $1.50 to get my clothes washed. I still didn't have that. But I spent all my time working and I did spend what little money I had in my line of credit on a co-working space because being around the right people is everything. And that was the first step. I mean, a lot of them were broke backpackers, super amazing, awesome people though. But if you're struggling and broke, not necessarily going to get you out of that. So I met this guy in a meditation circle, bro, and he introduced email copy to me. And he's like, why are you working so hard? You wrote 3 books, you're making 300 a month. Like you could have like 30K by now, at least, like on the lower side. So I realized, wow, I should stop trying to pursue passive income that has like zero responsibility and just face responsibility head on and grow into the person that can handle it. So that's when I got into freelancing, baby. And it was the best decision I ever did. I mean, so I put the 5K on a credit card to join the course. The salesperson, I said, bro, I don't want to hear the pitch. Just get me in. I want to start right now. I want to start yesterday. Started doing it ferociously every single day. I was known as the guy in the co-working space who was always there. Made a ton of friends that way. I recommend it, bro. And yes, but it was a rough neighborhood. I didn't realize that I moved into a straight up cartel line ghetto. I mean, it was gunshots at night. Um, and bodies would show up at places. And the National Guardia like pulled over one time when I was running at 6 in the morning and like found my hands behind my back and like searched me because they thought I was running from someone. I was so scared, dude. They had the biggest guns ever, and they let me go though, and they said, "Don't do that again." So, like, geez, all right, I'm not in America anymore. So, or the safer parts of America, I mean. And yeah, so then I mastered the skill. The recipe to making it in any freelancing skill is to take a course, then get feedback on your work, and then work for someone else or start getting super low paying clients. So I did all that. I really kind of weird. I got an email at 11:11 from Stephen Georgi, the highest paid copywriter in the world. Yeah, he sent that to us, and then he said, "Hey, I'm having an event. Like it'll be 3K." And I just knew in my gut I had to take action, so I booked the ticket, man, and the plane ticket and everything. Because I saw people in the Facebook group there that I was able to join from paying that they were hiring like crazy, and so I knew if I just got a shot, if I just got in front of this person, I would stand above the rest that were blowing them up online, and I would have a shot at making it. So found this guy that was 25, making 250K a month, doing what I want to do, which is email. I get to Arizona and I had such a bad imposter syndrome at the time. My heart's like beating out of my chest. And I was like, what's up, dog? I want to make you rich. I want you to do whatever it takes to make it happen. I don't have a lot of experience, but I've tried a lot of stuff and I don't give up. And it's like, all right, yeah, you can be my assistant. We'll start you there. You can take my trash out and move across the country to Florida. And I said, yeah, whatever. I didn't even ask about the money, bro. I just said, I want to make you rich for bragging rights, you know, just providing endless value. A lot of people don't understand what that really means. And dude, just going from $2 an hour and like that ghetto to living with these people just blew my mind. I mean, his best friend Jason Wojo at the time was making 450K a month at the same age, 25, and they had $1 million in cars in the driveway. They lived in a gated community, and I mean, the neighbors thought we were up to something bad. You know, like they thought it was fishy. They're like all doctors and lawyers. They're like, there's no way these kids can afford this legally. And but no, it was 100% legal, and it was just starting agencies, Facebook ads agency or email agency, and But the moment that I knew I had to actually take action right before I bought the course was someone broke into my courtyard at night, and I threw my body against the door because I didn't know if they were going to try to break in and hurt me. And I just remember thinking, I flicked the lights on 3 a.m. and I was like, I have to make this work. I have to make this work. I'm willing to do whatever to get out of here, man. And like when your back's against the wall, you can do magical things. But it makes you a little nervous, though. That's the side effect. And I just worked my ass off. I worked 530 days in a row for this guy all day, every day, like every single day, weekends. I mean, the last 3 years I've worked on Christmas morning, and I still cherish my family and hang out with them. But the key is I'd wake up super early, like I did in my previous years, like 4 a.m. and stuff, and bust my stuff out. And I wasn't shy of working through my birthdays and holidays. I was already doing that because I wanted this more than anything. And yeah, just providing endless value and just being around people crushing it, like they throw you opportunity like crazy. And that's what happened, man. Been a wild ride, dude. So if the best piece of advice I have for people right now is that like don't be afraid to spend money on mentors or work for them for free and just get around people crushing it because literally just being in their essence, like they change you. Like on a physiological level, like they change you. Like you start thinking different. Problems that felt like mountains before, like Mount Everest or just little anthills, you just plow through things. Like you just think different. And so that's why I still live in Florida. Like I was planning on moving and doing the nomad thing, but I'm like, why would I leave? I have so many awesome friends crushing it. And now I'm making enough. I can just like pay for this like penthouse and then go take off and travel. Like,
Oh man, that's fire. Oh my goodness. I gotta like take my hat off for a second just to collect myself because I know that there's going to be listeners that can relate to that and that may be in that spot. And so, question, when you were going through those times, you didn't realize the benefits and the advantages that you were building through the struggle. And so, in hindsight, it's easier to see that struggle. Like, what are your recommendations, or like, what is your insight about finding those edges based on your, your past trials?
Hmm. Okay, so the first thing is realize that all this terrible pain you're going through right now is temporary. Similar to like a really grueling workout where you like throw up or something. Like it feels unbearable, like you can't go a minute longer, but somehow you do, and it becomes a nightmare one day. I mean, literally every second in my head, I would think this is going to be a nightmare. I can't wait till this is a nightmare. And now I get shaken awake at 4 in the morning, like in a cold sweat, like thinking I'm at in the ghetto or at my shitty job, and I lean up and I look out here. I'm like, dude, like, I'm so grateful. Like this is literally a nightmare now. I'm gonna go like do some sprints or something and live it up. So for for people that are feeling like they're on the depths of despair and pushing through this, there's a lot of things to unpack around that to get you out of that struggle. So I struggled for way too long. That was mind blowing to me that I struggled for 5 years to make it, constantly going into debt and stuff. And I started hanging out with these guys that made it in only 2 years and they got to like 6 figures a month. So I started to deeply psychoanalyze them, their journey versus my journey. And here's what I found. They, I was taking lots of action and working really hard and not sleeping, but I was bouncing around and I wasn't laser focused on needle moving stuff. So like what's generating revenue right now? Like looking back with my drop shipping store, I should have done more sales calls or I should have done more cold calling to get suppliers. And so people stay busy, they start trying to build their social media and stuff before they have any skills. That's a huge mistake. And they're addicted to consuming podcasts, which is awesome and great for motivation. Like do the motivational ones, but you don't need the deeply technical ones related to stuff that doesn't apply to what you're doing right now because it just distracts you and it drains your mental energy. I was so extreme, bro. I thought like listening to music was only for lazy fuckers. Like I was only listening to podcasts, but that attitude really just made things harder, made me burned out. And so you should still work long hours and stuff if you want, but focus on the right things. And also don't choose a career just because you're trying to escape like some form of responsibility. Like I'm a fan of shiny object syndrome, or I was, and it helped me find something I absolutely adore to do every day. I'm grateful for it. Like if I had stuck through drop shipping and all that, I'd be miserable right now. So I say try a lot of stuff, but really try it, like even through the dip. Like you love it, honeymoon phase, dip, this sucks, I can't do it. Then go up, then decide if you're going to quit. Um, Seth Godin wrote this book called The Dip. That's what it really helped me decide if I was going to continue on the shiny object syndrome thing or stop. So that was powerful. It teaches you when to quit, when not to quit. So
So,
yeah, overall, I would just like focus on things that make you happy. Um, I found that the journey started getting easier for me when I allowed myself some pleasures and luxuries. Like I'm not talking like junk food and stuff. I'm talking fun. Like really, when you're miserable and stuff, you create this energy where nobody wants to give you opportunities because they sense you're miserable. But like when you're explosively happy and stuff, like people just throw money your way. It's crazy.
oh man,
If you're
how is
skilled.
it? How is your mentorship? How's having a mentor? Like how have the mentor experiences in your life? Like so you've hit on the past and you've hit on these lessons and these nuggets and these habits and these rhythms that you created. How did adding a mentor either like in like how did that become the catalyst, or how did that take what you were already doing to that next level?
Yeah, so I'm a huge fan of mentorship. I put my money where my mouth is. Last 12 months, I spent 50K on mentors. I usually juggle like 5 to 6 coaches at a time. It's a part-time job, man. I have one for literally every category you can
Oh,
think of.
wow.
It's pretty fun. But yeah, I'd say you gotta do whatever you gotta do to surround yourself with the best in your industry because I accomplished what a lot of people consider a good amount in a very short time period. Um, like when I apply for jobs, like I often get told, "Hey, you're hands down the most advanced person that applied," even though they had hundreds of applicants, and they said 5 years minimum experience required, and college degree is preferred. But then I just blast the top, and it's because of this one secret. I stood on the shoulders of giants, found what wasn't working, reiterated, and kept testing until I found better ways to do things. And then that's it. I mean, you can gather like the cumulative knowledge of like someone's entire life, show up to their doorstep, offer to take their trash out, and then all of a sudden, like you can get on their level or maybe even surpass it if they start chilling.
Oh, wow. So are you a mentor now?
I mean, it's been the natural evolution of things, man. I said to myself, "Oh, I'm not going to get into mentorship yet," but I just started getting blown up with like dozens of messages a day, like people saying, "Hey, please help me. Where's your course? I'm trying to like do what you did and be around a mentor." And who am I to say no, man? Like I actually called up when I hit my first 20K month. I kind of view 20K a month as like being a little bit like more on the broke side now, but he I called him up with tears in my eyes. I was like, "How can I ever repay you for helping me get here, man, and taking time out of your day to let me work for you for free and to review my copy and stuff?" And because he was working 12 hours a day, I was like, "You didn't have." I had no track record success. Like, why'd you do it? And he said, "Christian, like, just promise me you'll give back to others the same way I gave back to you. Just pay it forward." So that's what I'm doing. And I was doing it for free in the beginning for a while, but now I am charging because I have to, dude. Like, you should see my calendar. It's just boom, 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 all day into the night. But it's because I'm selective with who I work with and stuff. And so if I find a really awesome client to work with, I'll make room for them or drop a client or yeah, just because I love good connections. But yeah, I definitely have a wait list and I'm in high demand.
So does that mesh into collaboration over competition? Where's your stance on that?
Dude, that's so funny, dude. Yeah, I forgot about that. Wow. There's actually a lot of people out there that worry that they like gatekeeping relationships or they think that or gatekeeping knowledge, like, oh, I have this secret. Like, wait, hey, dude, I just give away all my secrets to people. And especially I give the really good stuff away to people that pay me for one-on-ones or join my Facebook group because it's an easier platform to share more. Like it's just a math problem, like I have more time to share you more stuff. Like, but yeah, if you message me, I'll shoot you some gold for sure. Um, so yeah, my stance on that is it's complete bogus that there's competition, bro. Like, no, there's not. Nobody can be you. That's just competition is for people that are worried about their skill level. And that's okay if you're worried about your skill level, but you need to do whatever it takes to find people that are crushing in your industry. Go to Facebook groups, ask questions. Hermosi found his gym mentor through Gmail and he drove from New Jersey to California, I believe, and slept on his floor. Like that's the type of like scrappy shit I was doing too. So you have to be scrappy, you have to want it. Like I know it sounds crazy. Even if you have a family, I would take the family out of school and I would take them with you because you're going to give them a better life, unless they want to be broke.
So there's risk involved in achieving success. Playing it safe isn't gonna it
Risk, bro.
like
I get what you're
is it
saying.
even a risk?
I mean, you're doing great because you're advocating for the people. Yeah, people tell me all the time, "Oh, that was so risky." Oh my God. I'm like, no, it wasn't. Like, what's more risky? Like making $18 an hour the rest of my life? doing a job I hated in a first world country or $2 an hour, like there's no risk because like I know that if I keep going, I'll eventually make it. And so that's why I didn't give a damn about racking up 10K in credit card debt when I'm making $2 an hour. Like, whatever, bro. I know if I keep going, I'll make it. And so that's the attitude you need to have, man. Don't be a gatekeeper. Don't worry about competition because like just outwork your competition, man, and still have fun, still have a life. And that's the perfect remedy for imposter syndrome or scarcity, being worried about competition. Just like work more. It relieves your anxiety.
I love what you're saying because like so much of it hits with me. I only made like 14K last year, and I maxed out on my debt, and I destroyed my credit, and so like now I'm kind of like I hit that slump, and I went like this. So
Whoa,
I love
bro.
your story, man. So what's the quickest
Yeah.
way to go from 0 to 10K?
Oh shit, dude. You're on fire with the questions. All right, so here's my take. In 2021, I worked every day just about 60, 70 hours a week. And I made 13K the entire year. And so, bro, I know how you feel to like work for free and work for super cheap. And you just get so like bitter. And that's so many people. But I just, again, it was just another version of having the future in mind and realizing this would be a nightmare at one point. And so, yeah, now I learned a lot since then, like working every day, making 1K a month to now making 30K a month plus. Like, yeah, this year we're going to get to 80K a month, hands down. Profit, like after I pay the team and shit.
Oh wow! All
So
right.
here's you too, man. You got this.
I gotta take my
Let's
hat off for
go.
that. Like, tip my hat to you.
Hey man, anybody can do it if they have the right mentor and they have the right community. So you did a good thing by hitting me up, and likewise for anybody that needs help. But yeah, so what was your question again?
So the quickest way to go from 0 to 10K.
That's right. That's right. Okay. So okay, if you want to do with copywriting, this is the fastest way. Write 3 emails. Well, you first have to get a course on copywriting, understand what you're doing a little bit. Write 3 emails a day, every single day. Well, you can do like 2 to 3 a day, every single day for 2 to 3 months. And get a mentor, either work for them for free or pay them to review your copy every single day. After all those reps, Saturdays and Sundays, I don't recommend taking a day off because you could bang it out in a couple of hours once you get good enough. And you have the snowball effect of it constantly being in your mind. So like if you go hang out with your partner, go on a walk or something, you're like thinking about the next one. And like your brain, even when you're sleeping, is just like thinking ways to improve stuff. So subconsciously, you're still working on it. And I'm a big fan of flow chambers too. And I'm not working because then my brain's just like solving stuff in my head and I get out and I fix it. So you do that for 2 to 3 months. And then also you need a mentor to help you learn like the strategy behind sending emails and deliver building the tech. If you choose to be a list manager, because with copywriting, you're kind of stuck on the cycle of not really getting screenshots from your clients for the money you're making them. And then you're on a treadmill of feast or famine or constantly trying to find new clients. Like if you're an email list manager, you get clients on retainer. So if you're trying to get into copywriting, email list management, or email marketing is hands down the best way because you can see the data from your email sends, which makes you improve. So you have the mentor and the data to help you improve. It's shorter form too, so it's easier to get in that way. And it's the only form of copy that you can charge up to 6K retainer, which I'm doing now. And I have a wait list. And yeah, then after that, it's just I do 40 emails a month for 60K or yeah, 6K. And once you get good at it, you can hammer them out really quickly. And the clients don't care because you're making them so much damn money that they know that if they chose someone else, then they'd have opportunity cost, even with AI. Dude. So that's a really good way to do it in 2 to 3 months. And that's exactly what I followed to get the job with my first mentor. And then, but yeah, to cap it off, like this topic, you can go one of two ways. You can work for someone else and make very little and not really care about the money for a year or two, and then shoot to the top and just be like a overnight success. That's what I did. Or you can get mentors to get you to square one, and then you just get super low paying clients, and you can get stuck there forever. I have people in my DMs saying, "Hey man, I'm stuck at 2K a month. It's been 8 years. I've been doing this full time." And I'm just like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like, you need people like me in your life much quicker because, I mean, yeah, like you can accomplish a lot like when you have focused direction, you make smart decisions. So yeah, and then that's basically it.
So, I mean, to tap into that as well, so onto the business owner side, what are the biggest mistakes that business owners are making with their email lists right now? And how is it costing them potentially six figures or more in extra revenue and clients?
The biggest thing I see right now is their sending segment is too small. Their open rates are too high. They think they're doing a good job, but what they're doing is not emailing all the people they should be, so they're losing tons of money. They don't have an evergreen re-engagement campaign set up. So they're re-engaging lost leads, and they don't know good subject lines either that inbox better than the rest because they haven't done tests over millions of emails like I have, and all my friends have. Like, that's the great thing about moving out here is I'm hanging out with email marketers all day, and we're just talking and helping each other improve. And like, that's what you don't see behind the scenes. You're just like, oh, I've had people tell me on coaching calls like, "Hey man, I'm gonna hire you because I saw your interview and your success pissed me off." I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, dog, it pisses me off because I've been in the industry the same exact amount of time, and like, you're there and I'm still living in my mom's house and she's constantly asking me when I'm going to get a job.
Oh
I'm like, okay, okay, man, let's get you there. I know exactly how you feel. Let's move forward. And so yeah, those are the two biggest things I see business owners making. I'm not understanding deliverability enough. Also, another good hack is setting up browse abandoned emails. So it's the email before the abandoned cart, meaning like they click to a product page. You can call that product page abandonment, or they click to book a call. It's like book a call, browse abandoned. Then they get an email if they don't take action that says, "Hey, can I help you? I saw you're interested in booking a call, but you didn't. So here's the link to book." And it's super simple. It takes like 5 minutes to write, and it makes my clients an extra 30% on average. So I definitely
so simple. That's
it's so
that's
simple. No one
good.
does it except for ecom guys. They're better at it.
So, I mean, I had to ask you on that because I've never heard anybody say that before. To set up something like that, how important is the tech stack? So I know from cold email, in warm email, and all the stuff that you do, like how important is using the right tools, having the right setup, which is why they would work with you because that's what you bring to the table. Like, how important is that tech stack?
Yeah, I mean, in your field, it's really important. But people often ask the wrong questions, like, "Hey man, what to-do list app do you use, or should I write in Google Docs?" I'm like, dude, you had my attention for 5 seconds. You should ask a question that is like hard to figure out. And you're stuck on it's fair because they're stuck on the wrong things. Like they're thinking way too small. Like, you got to think bigger. And so I'd say the tech and how you do it isn't nearly as important as doing it, as simple as that sounds. Um, but yeah, there's definitely cold email services that are better than others. And as far as setting up your email service provider for warm email, hell yeah, that matters. Don't use MailChimp. I would use ActiveCampaign or SendLane. Those are really
Okay.
good because otherwise you'll start to hit spam and stuff. So
So, did you have yeah, so I mean, I want to touch on this really quick because I think anyone listening, because I think having lists and re-engaging and revitalizing campaigns is an important part for any business owner, especially the bigger their list, the more important. Um, for revitalization, for anyone who has a list that they haven't recently activated, or maybe that they're whoa, or maybe that they're older like customer lists. How can someone today leaving this interview go and create a win?
All right. So this depends on your current ascending segment and how big your list is. You can go, you can create an email that has a subject line test. And since email service providers add the word test in there for their test sends, and most people open their test sends, it trains the word to inbox better. You get higher opens, like 8 to 10% higher opens. So you can cast a wider net and send to more people. So if you're sending to like 90-day openers now, try 180-day openers or try all-time openers. Or if it's a way smaller list and you're getting like 13% opens and you send to everybody, like try sending to everybody again with this one. And you can also set it up to run evergreen, but you want it to go slow. So you want to slowly drip the people in there. I'd say the proportion is for like 30,000 people you're sending to every day. You want to do like 500 a day into the re-engagement email, which can be the test one as well. And then the copy in the test email is just like any excuse you have to say test. So, hey, you want to test out this offer, then you plug your guarantee in the amount of days, or did you want to test out this free video course? Let me know what you think, and whatever free stuff you can give them, PDF, or you can even go for a sale. Like, would you like to test out our free live demo and then plug them to book a call? That one works really good. So easy to do too. Just don't send yourself to spam. You have to know what you're doing.
Yes, for reals. So now that you've achieved your success, what's your take on investing?
Oh yeah, that dude, when I started hanging out with Troy and Jason, like they blew my mind in so many ways. I was living in this house with them and they had like Jason has a Rolex that's covered in diamonds. It was worth like 40K. And he looks at me and he says, they didn't have any morning routines. Like they think morning routines are bullshit. Like, wait, what? So you guys, he doesn't even go to the gym. Jason doesn't go to the gym. He said it's a waste of time if you're making less than 10K a month. I completely disagree. But I mean, they just get up and work, man. Yeah, I mean, for me, I had a lot of mindset stuff to get through, so I got a lot of benefit from doing this year-long class that helped me release all like the demons from my past and stuff, and that was a huge key part of it. Some people have a little bit less, so like they're fine. But no, like so that's the main thing, the morning routine thing, but also like what other takeaways I got from these guys?
Well, I was asking your take on investing.
That's right, my take on investing. So that's where I was going with this. Their take on investing is don't invest in anything that isn't your business. So I've been investing in 401k and stocks and crypto and silver and diversifying between asset classes because I would read tons of books and stuff and be super interested in it. And then I was blown away by the like saying that's bullshit. So I immediately cashed out my 401k and I gave it to a coach, and that got me to 30K a month. So if anyone's listening to this, I recommend cashing out your 401k and maxing out your credit card. Then you'll make like more than a doctor or a neurosurgeon.
Oh, I love that. I love that because it defies what we're taught. It literally defies a lot of what we're taught. And so,
But now I realize that that sounds really dumb to some people, and I will get into investing eventually. But honestly, if you're in sales, copywriting, or media buying, and you're making less than 30K a month, or you're in any other industry and making less than 10K a month, you need to be investing in making more money instead of all these shiny object things like NFTs. Like, don't listen to Gary Vee. Yeah, that's a good way to stay broke.
Oh man. Well, I love you brought up Jason Wuju because I have him in my inbox because I got caught in one of their funnels on low ticket offers for 2024. And so it's funny you said that because I've got him in my inbox now.
Yeah, he's everywhere, man. When I'm on his yacht with him, he calls me out so hardcore. He's like, "Damn, if I had that social proof that you had, I'd be running ads to it right now." I'm like, "Dude, I don't have a team built out yet." He's like, "That's why you don't have a team built out yet, because you need to run ads to build the team right now after you sign 9 clients." I'm like, "Dude, I'm never doing that. What the hell?" He also said the reason why I'm not making 6 figures a month yet, and he is because I haven't bought something really stupid yet, like a McLaren. He's like, you have to put your back against the wall if you want to be successful. Thinking, bro, there's no way. Like, I'm gonna retire my parents before I buy a McLaren.
Well, well, no, for reals though, I love that. So, what is your aspirations? What's your
Yeah,
aspirations around that, and maybe and expand as much as you feel comfortable?
yeah, man. I mean, I knew from the beginning that my grandma wasn't going to have enough money to retire, and I knew that a lot of people, no one else in my family, would be able to afford it or be out for the challenge of being able to afford it. And so, being like younger and not having as much responsibility, like no kids and stuff, I took it upon myself to figure that out. And so, that was my motivation through the hard times. Is I would just seriously type into Google like how to make money online, and then I would choose like the highest paying ones, and I tried a bunch until I found something I loved. And so that was the beginning of it, was find something I love and I can make a lot from, so I can retire her. And yeah, I just got off the phone with her and she said that she has 4 months of savings. So like that's why I'm taking it personally to get to 80K a month by this May so that I can fly out to her and give her a check.
I commend you. I think that is one of the most honorable and admirable. And so, yeah, I have my birth mom, and so that's one of my whys because she's not gonna she doesn't have anybody that's gonna be able to take care of her financially, and she
Yeah,
just
bro.
doesn't. And so, I just think that is super admirable right there, and I can't wait to see you hit those 80K months and retire her. You've
Well,
worked hard, and that's paying it forward too, right there.
thank you, brother. Yeah, I mean, when you're an email marketer, it's really not that hard or that much money because like her bills would be like 3K a month. My parents would be 3K a month. One client, I charge 6K a month. So like all I need is one client to retire both of them. And so when you break down math like that, when you hang around people that are crushing their goals, like a lot of my friends have retired their parents. Like if you're not in a circle like that, you need to make that happen.
Oh
Do
wow.
whatever you have to do. Cause like it becomes normal. It's like, hey, dude, did you get that extra client yet to retire your family? Like your friends hold you accountable. Like, hey, did you launch that funnel that you're talking about, or did you hit that income goal? You know, and or they hold you to a higher standard of like. I've even had friends approach me in the gym and be like, hey, man, it's like yacht season. You're gonna get on the yacht with Brian and I, but like, it looks like you're bulking way too hard. Like, do you want a meal plan or something? And I'm grateful. I'm like, dude, thank you so much for noticing and actually telling me that I'm looking fat right now. I love that. And so, yes, I'll take the meal plan and I'll do it right now. Like I love criticism, and that's why I've been able to do this. So you have to as well.
I might have to move to Florida once I get my pardon.
Yeah, man,
I might have to come out there.
you should. I'll introduce you to the guys, man. It'd be great to have you here.
I'm not gonna lie. Like as soon as I get my pardon, I'll be a little bit more open to things. But until I get that, it's just like I'm not dealing with. I'm just not dealing with everything. I'm not
It's
dealing with
okay.
it.
No, you need to be in Mexico. You need to go through this rite of passage with doing the nomad thing and keeping everything lean so that you can have more
Oh yeah.
aggression, and be in a comfortable position so that you don't need to take on shitty clients. And also you're in a position of power when you're like, hey, dude, I don't need you, but I know you need me. So let's do this because we like each other, not like, please take my work.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. And so I think, like, I love what you said, and I just got to emphasize this, like having your back against the wall. So like when comfort breeds complacency, and so when you put yourself in a state of discomfort, and for some more than others, you put yourself back against the wall. It absolutely, it's miracles happen. Like you move in ways
Yeah.
and you do things that you never imagined yourself doing, and that's literally that's like the foundational pillar of your story. I mean, obviously there's the other things, but then when all of those came to, that fork in the road, when you had your back against the wall, that's when you really put your head down, you made things happen. And so, like, I mean, man, if you can overcome and achieve what you have done, anyone can. And it's
Anyone
crazy how
can.
many people out there have similar or even not as like dire stories. And so for me, seeing other people make it, I'm like, how did they do that? And so like that's just absolutely inspiring, man. And I can't wait to see you on all these new stages you're going to be on, doing all these things, because I know you got big things coming ahead with those 80K months. What's after
Thank you.
80K?
Bro, I don't know. I might just finally like take a world trip and just like focus on work and traveling and having a blast. And yeah, if there's a lucky lady in my life, maybe I'll take her with me. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, she's out there. She's waiting for you right now.
Yeah, I'm making it happen.
Yeah. So, what are some recent wins before we wrap up? What are some recent wins and what's next for you?
Well, right now I'm running challenge that's gonna make six figures for a client in a very short time period, like 2 weeks. So for one of my biggest clients, publishing.com back in November, I broke two sales record days for the same promo, and it was their worst month ever. They were just like normally sales are rock bottom, but it was their best month ever. And 2 days that month broke records, and it was like when I closed the sale of this specific promo I was running, I came up with a strategy. I wrote a copy, hammered it out, and they were just so blown away. I mean, dude, I 2.5x the revenue for contact with my 13-step
Wow.
email conversion code formula that I discovered. It's a reiteration of like my mentor stuff, plus a bunch of stuff I found like on top of that, just from testing millions of emails, seeing what works. And yeah, it's like a snowball, man. The bigger you get, the bigger clients you get, and then the more data you see, then it's just like no one can touch you because you're just like pumping out this machine, and then a lot of secrets and stuff a lot of others don't, and I just try to share them as fast as I can with others, but limited by time. And so yes, that's a one of the recent wins. I mean, bro, I took on a new client in December, and then within 30 days, I made them an extra 130K just from email. And they were making like very, very low money for me. Well, before that, I took it over, made a six-figure payday, and they're so pumped. I mean, this guy also um, was in rehab, and now he's a seven-figure day trader.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, he's knocking out of the park. I'm loading his pockets up, man. It's so fun and fulfilling. I mean, those are just two recent examples. But yeah, you asked what's next on the horizon.
Well, yeah, I know you have the 80K months and you're going to retire out your mom, and so you have those. But I mean, maybe in the more shorter term, what is next? Are you building anything? Are you creating anything? I know it sounds like you got the
Yes.
the challenge funnel. What's next?
Yes, I'm working on a lot of proprietary stuff with clients, but like when I find something that works really, really dang well, I'll share it with my students in my Facebook group. And as long as it's okay with the client, I'll ask them first, and then well, I'll just blow out the names and stuff. And then that way they're seeing what's working right now. Like this summer, I made a client an extra $1 million for a promo that when it made in the month. So like we've had some bangers in there. I made a lesson around it too, and I'm just like releasing everything. Like a lot of people believe in like paywalls and they're like getting things off, but I'm a huge fan of Hermosi, and I really appreciate his shout out and Layla's shout out, and so I'm just like opening up the floodgates and just like giving all my insights away for free in my Facebook group. It's called Email Marketing Secrets and Strategies Unleashed. And yeah, you can drop a message to say hi, ask me any questions there. That's where I can answer them. I don't answer questions as often in the DMs unless we're doing one-on-ones because it's not on a public platform, so I can't reach more people. The goal is to reach as many as possible. So I respect you got to do that. But I'll make lessons too if you request them in there. And yeah, it's just a blast, man. So a lot of people ask me if I'm building a course. And so in the near future, I'm probably gonna redo a lot of those videos from the free Facebook group and then make a course and then make it more of like a hybrid thing. So like one-on-ones and the course, and then basically apply that methodology I talked about earlier in this podcast on like reaching 10K a month as fast as possible. And yeah, applying that so you can get feedback on your work from Layla approved like copywriters like me. And yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. Like I've had people advise me on like, hey, don't build a mentorship program yet because it's just gonna complicate your life. And for like marginal extra money, I'm just because like you're crushing it with the deliverability stuff. And I'm just like, nah, dude, this fills me up. Like my mentor made me swear to give back to others. So I just a moral duty right now to do it.
Oh man. Uh, thank you for reals. Like, oh my goodness. Like, I'm gonna love doing this podcast because like hearing all this gets me fired up. Like I'm like right now, I'm like, no excuses. I have no excuses. Like I'm just like I'm fired up. And Hermosies, I love the Hermosies. Yeah, I'm close with their LinkedIn brand strategist, and it's just amazing crew. Like, it's just crazy. Like, it's so cool. I don't even know how we ended up on this podcast, but we did, and so you corrected me on something one time, and ever since then, that's what started it. And I was like, no, no, please do. Like, and then I was trying to get you, like, can you just give me a rendition of this? Can you make it better? And so, like, here we
Respect,
are.
dude. You're going to be successful just because you took the criticism very well. I was very short and blunt because I was short on time, and you took it like a champ. So
Yeah, I was like, no, if I put it out there. So yeah, thank you so much for that, and thank you for sharing your story, man. Like, man, resilience and the power of perseverance. It can take you anywhere if you just got to outlast everybody. You can outlast everyone, and you can stay in the game. Like, you can do amazing things because people will quit, and so you just got to stay in the game.
yeah, bro. I mean, Costco is the graveyard of people that quit their dreams. Like they had this wall that was the 25-year plus wall, and everybody looked like depressed on their like or like deer in the headlights, like scared, like, whoa, it's been 25 years. I've been checked out of my life. Like, how'd this happen? And everybody would respond with like, hey, how you doing, man? Oh, I'm here. So I just saw that. And when I talked about my dreams, people would be like, oh, that's ridiculous. You're not going to make millions of dollars and travel the world. Like, yeah, keep dreaming. Ha ha ha. Like, I had a bunch of people laugh at me when I told them that. They all turned and laughed. Like, yeah, good luck with that, buddy. One guy said,
Man,
like, dude,
oh,
you guys are so crazy. And so they'd also say, like, man, I tried starting a business once. Like, it failed. I wish I never tried. So just don't listen to people around you and just use it as fuel, man. Prove them wrong.
heck yeah. Well, without a doubt, anyone listening to this right now has to be inspired. Like, without a doubt, I'm sure if you're listening to this and you haven't achieved success and you were living on white rice, take heed from Christian right here and know that you're on the right trail. Keep going, don't stop.
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
you so
play.
much, Christian, for real. It's like absolutely amazing. And yeah, so everybody, thank you, Christian. That's a wrap.
Thanks for having me, bro. Appreciate you.
Hold on, I almost forgot. So, where can audience and listeners find you? And yeah, where can they find you? And where can they go to get more of this value that you are literally giving away?
Yeah, so you can opt into my highly optimized like sales funnel, and I'll have to close you. Just kidding. No, actually, you should just add me on Facebook, and we'll be friends. Like you go to facebook.com/Christian the copywriter or Instagram.com/Christian the copywriter. I also have a YouTube now, so I'm getting to that game, just showing more of my lifestyle. And yeah, let's just hit me up. Let's be friends.
Awesome. Thank you.